In part one of the Snowman at Night mini lesson video, I showed you how to draw the snowman out with the overlapping snowball bellies, a light source, and a cast shadow that's appropriate for the light source. And you should have done that on either blue, violet, or blue-green papers to give that cool colored night effect. And what I'm going to show you now is how to use chalk pastels to shade this. So the first thing that we want to think about when we're doing this is our light source. So when you're using the element of value, you want to think about your light source. A light source is just where the light is coming from. So in this case, our light source is our moon. So to use the chalk pastels, they're different than oil pastels. They are like chalk that you would write on a chalkboard with, and they are very soft. They're pretty messy. You don't have to use too much of them. You might want to have a smock on when you do this. But you don't have to use too much of it. You just shade a little bit, and then you can blend with your finger. You have to blend with your fingers when you're doing this. Now, you'll notice that when I did that, it came out really light. So I'm going to kind of go over it again. So it's always best to start out with less. Now you'll notice that when I'm doing this, I'm kind of curving the strokes of my pastel to make this look kind of 3D or spherical. Okay, so you always want to curve to give it that feeling of having form or being 3D. So now I'm going to blend this, and I'm going to actually blend out a little bit out of the lines, and that's going to give it that feeling of having a glow. Now from here, I'm going to start to think about what my snowman, how his shading and value would be based on the light source. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to think about, since the light is hitting here, this is going to be the light side of the snowman. So I'm going to start out by kind of pressing really hard for the white on this side. Now it's okay if you go over the face that you drew, because you'll still be able to kind of see it through there. You'll notice when I'm doing this, it's almost like a crescent moon shape or like a partial moon kind of shape, so I'm always curving the strokes. I'm really pressing hard there. Now I can kind of blend a little bit, soften it. So pastels have a really nice soft look to them. So from here, I can kind of shade a little bit lighter and lighter as I go out. Now I want to think about how I'm going to be showing shadow on this side. So I would get a blue, a dark blue, and kind of go on the edge here. You could do this with purple, you could do it with gray, any kind of like cool icy color would look really nice. Then you can also get a lighter blue, because there's a really nice variety of colors in there, and you're always curving them like this. So from here, now I'm going to kind of blend it, and then I kind of do this medium value. So by value, I mean lightness or darkness. Across here. So now you can kind of see how the snowman, it makes him look kind of three-dimensional. So now I want to think about my ground. So you can just color this regular white. Now I'm doing this kind of fast. You could take your time a little more. Whoops. That's why you want to do it slow, so you don't rip your paper like I did. And blend. And then you want to think about your shadow. So you can do grays, blues. I'm going to do light blue on here. Really any kind of cool color, you give it that look. Now you can also blend colors together. So let's say I do nice light blue, and then maybe I get a little bit of gray and color on top of it, like that. And I just blend them together and I get a nice kind of blue-gray look. So you can, if you get a little chalk dust, you just go and just blow. Now for my hat, I want to kind of go back in the black. So I'm going to color that. Now you'll notice I'm making one side darker, and then the side that's closer to the moon, I'm going to make a little lighter. So I'm going to make that gray. You could do this with any color by also adding white to it. And I'm going to blend like this. So it's nice because it makes it look like the light is hitting it. And then I'm going to make the band red around the hat. Red, and then I'll do this nice and light. And I'll do a little bit of white on top. Now you always want to make sure when you're blending different colors that your hands are clean. So if at any point you need to go wash your hands and dry them, you can do that, but always have dry hands. Wet hands and pastels don't mix. Now here where I see the strokes, I'll kind of go back over that a little bit. So I'm using the side of the pastel right now. Make sure my fingers are clean. Okay. Now from here, I can just draw regular, like I would to do my scarf, my face, and just kind of blend it. So I would do that for my face, for the arms, the little branch arms. Could go over them like that. Another thing that's really cool